Hi lovely people, welcome to my channel. Josie here, and this is It Is Josie. I'm glad to have you back. I'd like to say welcome to my new subscribers. If you have joined my channel from the last time I uploaded a video, and I'd like to apologize that I've been out of action. I've not posted much in a long while. There's quite a bit that's happening in my life. It's keeping me busy, but just to keep you at peace, it's all good, nothing worrying. And in so doing, I can't promise that I'll be as frequent as I've been, but I'm going to do my best to bring you a video every so often. There are just a few things I'm trying to clear out of the way, and a few things might change up a bit on the channel, but we shall see as we get along. And thank you for a few people who have been concerned that I've not been around, and I'm back, I should say. I'm back. I know a lot is changing, a lot is happening, but I hope to bring a few videos wherever I feel like I can squeeze in one. And today, as you might have read, it's a browse through of the Simply Sewing magazine. That's the October issue. I have a subscription with them, and the magazine just came in with a postman. And I thought this might be a good issue for people who love to sew Christmas presents, because it's, I think, a Christmas edition. And I thought I would show you a browse through what has come in this particular issue, the patterns and the tutorials there. And it's an interesting one. I've had a browse through in the past. I've always opened it up with you here, but I just cheated. I opened it up. I wasn't sure whether I was going to record a video, but it's after I went through it and I thought it might be something of interest to someone out there. And I will first show you the patterns that have come in this issue. We've got a pattern, the Anderson blouse by Sew Over It, exclusive pattern for the Simply Sewing magazine. So that means this is not on the Sew Over It website. It's an interesting blouse. It has flattering gathered shoulder details. I actually love it that doesn't have the buttoned cuff. It has a cuff, a small cuff, but not your go-to shirt cuffs, because I think it complicates things a bit. And it has a pleat over here, pleating detail. I hope the magazine can catch it, the camera can catch it. It has a pleats, some pleats at the back of the sleeve over there. And it has a wrap-like style and a few gathers at the bottom. So it's actually easy. It looks really good tucked in. I think she tucked it into the ultimate pants. It looks nice tucked in. It's an interesting top, really. It's a good one. And it's recommended for lightweight fabrics such as crepe de chine, satin, sand-washed silk, lightweight crepes and rayon. It's an interesting pattern. I think it's one that might be loved. Raise your jeans and a nice top game with this ultra flattering blouse pattern from Sew Over It. Is the Anderson blouse. It's a good one, and it comes in sizes 8 to size 20. Yeah, it's a good one. And then we've got the Imogen dress. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Don't quote me on that, and please don't try to correct me. If it's an English name, it's not an English name, but if it is, I must say English is not my first language. I learned it when I was growing up in school, but I spoke a different language at home. And this pattern. I can't tell who actually drafted it, but it doesn't show the name of the designer. Most times they show the designer. And it's a dress, a relaxed dress, no ties at the waistline, but you know, if you love ties like I do, you can always make do with them. And it has 3 views actually. I'm seeing over here we've got dress A, dress B, and dress C. I thought there were just 2 views. They're actually 3. And as you may tell, it just has straight lines with pleats in the back and then the bust dots. And the sleeves here look somewhat elasticated. I could be wrong. They look elasticated, and that makes them poofy a bit. And over here we have another. I wonder what the difference is between the A and the B. Actually, the difference is with the sleeves. C is just a straight skirt. Then whereas B and A has a ruffle, a tie at the bottom for those of you or those of us who love a tied bottom. I know the fabric is quite dark, it doesn't show it, but if you look at the lines drawing, we've got a tire at the bottom. And this also seems to have now a bigger cuff. I could be wrong, but from the line drawing, it shows us that it's gathered over there. It shows that the sleeves are gathered at the bottom, not fully gathered. I don't know how to describe it. And then this is a rounded one. So I wonder what the difference is. Maybe they just wanted to call them three views, but I would call them two. Choose from pleated and elasticated sleeves. Then also on trend tied skirt. Ideally, if I was going to say anything, I would have called them two views, but I think one view, they're counting the different views, having the tied skirt and the straight one as two different views, then the sleeves. Then you could as well have called them four views, but it doesn't matter. It's a simple dress. I think it might be loved. I would definitely add ties to mine, but I like that it's not as roomy, so you can still wear it without the ties and look beautiful in it. And it comes in sizes. Let me see. Do they show the sizes here? It comes in sizes 10 to 20, UK size, US size 8 to size 18. The size range is not so big, and it's recommended for soft drapey fabrics, viscose, fine, soft cottons, and silks. Yeah, and this is the second pattern. It seems like a good one that people might love in the sewing community. And yeah, let me put the patterns to the side. And I don't know which one to go through first, but we've got this. It's like a magazine within a magazine of Christmas makes tutorials, and this is a magazine that's the main magazine really that has come with the patterns. I'll give you a quick browse through both so you can see, just in case you might want to pick up this pattern, or if you think it's worth picking up, because I know sometimes you're not so sure whether you should buy it. When you find it in the supermarket, you can't tell which exact patterns are within. So a browse through like this helps you make an informed decision on whether you actually need the pattern or not. And yeah, it's an introductory picture video. I mean, this is a first page. You have the pin board over there, and here they're showcasing a number of wrap top patterns. There we've got the Hannah top by Handland, and I've made the dress. Then there's Adeline wrap top by Forget Me Not Patterns. Then the Romy wrap top pattern Scout Studio. Then the screwdriver top by Our Lady of Leisure. Actually, I've got a friend who made this top and I actually liked it. It's good when they list a number of tops, like a number of patterns that are quite similar. It gives you a lot to choose from. And I think they're both, I've seen all the four patterns on Instagram, and when you find them, when you see them there, they actually highlight them more. As if I'm making sense, because I don't know whether I am making sense to myself. Yeah, I'll just go have a quick browse through here. There's some reading to do, but I'll spare you that because I rarely read it. And yeah, this is another show of the same patterns we've seen. The bigger view, you can tell the elastic on the sleeves. Actually, I like the sleeve feature with the elastics. It makes it a bit puffy up there. And the same here with the ruffle, then with the pleated sleeve. And there's a bonus pattern, that's the pinafore dress, and I think this pattern came in earlier issues and they brought it back. It looks like the Chloe pattern by Till and the Buttons. I know that pattern it wasn't one I easily fitted on my body because I found it quite big around here and around the gaping place. I love pinafores, but I'm not sure whether I should give this a go. It's a bonus pattern, so you can download this pattern off their website. They share with you a link. Then here they're looking at patterns that probably sometimes they focus on new patterns for the month or a few patterns. And then we've got some sewing tips here of how to sew with double gauze. That's really good. It's a good magazine to buy when you're a beginner. You learn a few skills here and there. And then here we're going to have a few tutorials on how to make some Christmas home furnishings or home decorations. And I think here they're looking at Christmas dining. Got a few tutorials of wine covers, scented trees, and bottle bags. These are scented trees, I think, to just add a bit of flavoring and a little bit of scent. Then wine bottle bags, just in case you want to make one for a present. Then we also have a tutorial on how to make these coasters, Christmas coasters and table placemats. If you're one who loves such a DIY, they show you the tutorials on how to take the measurements and cut up your pattern pieces. Yep, then they're also showing how to make the still the placemats. Then we have the scented trees that were hanging on top of the bottle. I bet you could put your lavender buds in the cinnamon sticks or something like that. Oh, they use a cinnamon stick on it also. Fabulous. Then they show you a tutorial of how to make the bottle bag over there. There are a number of Christmas DIYs here. This is the pattern review of the, looks like the Hannah dress. I think it is. Yeah, it's the Hannah dress by Handlander. And this is the pattern by Soares that has appeared. And then they show you other fabrics to choose from and how you can style it up with either leather skirt or a midi skirt, ballerinas, or some small heels. I like that they give you ideas on how to wear that, a pattern that they've added. Then there's a casual chic dress, a simple dress, straight dress. It looks like it has grown-on sleeves. It seems like an easy one. And you don't need a pattern. They always have one pattern that you can create, one item you can sew up without a pattern. And this is the issue. Yeah, it's not that flattering, but if you're one who loves straight dresses, this is good. And it has also a gathering, some gathering at the bottom. Yeah, and there is the tutorial. You've got a tutorial to hold your hand. I think it will be an easy beginner-friendly pattern because as a beginner, you're also trying to get your head around tracing a pattern and cutting with it. Then we also have a bag tutorial. It doesn't come with a pattern, but I think bags are much easier to sew without a pattern because most times you go with doing the measurements by yourselves and cutting them as you go. That's a tutorial. It could work as a good weekend bag. It's a cute one actually. And then there's a special edition about Mimi G and Brittany Jones. They opened up a fabric show. If you follow them on Instagram, you know about that. Then there's also this Breton top. I think it came in one of the old issues. And it has also appeared as a bonus pattern. The Breton top as a bonus pattern for this magazine. And it shows you a tutorial on how to construct it. So I think the advice on where to download it from, then you find the tutorial within here. So when you have the magazine, you have a tutorial. But if you're an advanced sewist, most times you actually don't need the instructions. You can wing it and come up with something wearable. But if you're a beginner, I think you need the magazine to hold your hand in the construction process. Becoming a change maker, I don't know what that campaign is about. They're showing you more things you can sew up for people around you for Christmas, which is actually an interesting one. For a lady, they show you how to make a cosmic beauty bag. That's a beautiful one. I think there's a tutorial on how to sew it up and construct it. It doesn't seem to be a quick make. I love quick makes. But if you're one who is quite more patient than I am, that's a good one to sew up for a present. And then there's one that's for her. Then there's one for your pets. If you love making things for your dog, there is a dog bed. It looks good. It's made out of corduroy. So if you want to treat your pets to something new this Christmas, there you go. Then for him, pyjama bottoms for him, which also work as good Christmas presents. Or if you want to make matching PJs for the family. And also there's something for the kids. There's an art and craft bag of some sort. This arts and crafts carrier for the kids where they can keep all their things. Good presents if you're making presents for your family members. nieces, nephews. And yeah, there's also a tutorial now to make this dark. It's an interesting one for kids too. I like it when there's a lot to choose from, and yeah, I could say that's it. It comes with all the pattern pieces you need to trace off. It also shows you what the next issue will have. That will be the November issue. It will be out on the 28th of October. It will have this dress by So Overrich, and that's the Florence dress. Then it will have a blouse pattern by the Emporia Patterns. I like both patterns and they look interesting. I can't wait to see that. And I thought I would also give you a quick browse through this little edition, this little pull out from the magazine. It has Christmas mix. You've got some Christmas trees, Santa bags. I'll be very fast with this, so I don't want this video to be so long. You can make an advent calendar for your kids, sew it up, and the beauty with a sewed up advent calendar, you'll always have it to use other Christmas. So you don't feel like you're wasting a lot, spending a lot of time with something you can always pull out every Christmas. And also if you have more than one kid, it's an easy one to make many of them and hang them around the house for Christmas. Yeah, this is a tutorial on how to make the advent calendar. Then there's a wreath, an interesting and colorful wreath you can sew up with your kids, make hand sew actually. And then you also have a tree cover, a tree skirting. They show you a tutorial on how to make it. It's a cute one. And these are basic things that you might not easily figure it out, but having a tutorial, even an advanced sewist, a tutorial helps you around. Then you can also make stockings with scrap fabric. It's a good scrap buster because I use 2 different fabrics or 3. So it's a good way of using up those scraps of fabrics, and also the fat quarters you might buy in the Christmas sale or somewhere where they sell Christmas fabrics. Then there's a garland, a tutorial on how to make a garland, but I think there they use felt, most of it. And those are simple tutorials of things you can make with kids. And there's a Santa bag over there, which is an easy drawstring bag, but they added rickrack and also the Christmas fabric adds something to it. I want this video to be quite long. Then there are Christmas tiny trees. This will be good to decorate around the house, and also for the kids to take part in hand sewing and sewing beads and sequins on theirs. And also there is a little apron you can make for kids in your home for Christmas baking, because it looks like a simple cute apron. We shouldn't take up a lot of fabric. And also something that many people would appreciate are oven gloves and pan holders. They've got some, what should I call it? Not interfacing batting to give it some cushioning, and this would make good presents for people in your lives that you know love to bake and love to cook. Then there's a cushion tutorial and another stocking over there. Yeah. And that's it. And also we've got some embroidery if you want to have a go at a relaxing Christmas embroidery that you can give to someone or put up as a hanging. And also envelopes for Santa, something you can sew up and also embroider on top of it. There's honestly something for everyone out there. So if you want to have a go at sewing up some Christmas crafts for your family of gifts, I guess this is you could go ahead and pick up this magazine. You could find it in a number of stores or even online at Simply Sewing. But I think in the past I bought mine from the Tesco, my local Tesco. Otherwise, that brings us to the end of our browse through of the Simply Sewing magazine October. Let me know what you think. Is this a pattern you'll be picking up? And if you've watched through and you're not subscribed to my channel, you could go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, bye.